He said feel. Does it
like
feel
that.
like it? It just
I don't know what
galloped
it's
a little
supposed to
bit.
feel like either.
So
Does it feel like 60?
probably feels like 60, but I mean, streaming is a little different than whatever your native thing is. All right, so I think I just at least went live on
You
two
can
of my
definitely tell that
sites
yours
here.
is higher than mine. Mine's only 30, and
Here's
you can
the-
see how blurry my hand is at 30 FPS.
I'm not trying too
Yeah, you
crazy
can
to
see my
be
hand.
high def. I mean, I'm only a quarter of the screen, so you know, I'd rather go 7, 20, 60 frames than 1080, 30 frames.
How detailed can it focus on my hand here? How close?
Anybody catching us in this section of our podcast, we are setting up, as you can see, everyone with their hands to the camera, having a grand old time here. So we haven't hit our intro or anything yet, but thanks for stopping in. If you are here,
I got 0, baby.
I got one on Twitch who's like, "What are these guys doing?" Hasn't said anything in the chat yet, though. But you know, if I was him, that's what I'd be saying. Hey, it's Tom. He knows. Never mind. We're good.
It's Tom.
We ain't gotta be all fancy for Tom.
Always gotta be fancy.
Just go live, Facebook. We're just trying to do this episode. This is our 100th episode, guys.
100.
Nuts.
We should have got pizza.
Testing my own voice.
Should have done something.
I didn't know.
Snorlax wins the
Brah, brah,
episode.
brah, brah,
he
brah.
says.
Next week.
Okay.
What was
I'm
that?
definitely louder. I'm testing out audio levels. You guys
Oh,
are
okay.
way quieter than I am on my stream.
Oh. Okay.
So let's see if I
I'm
can
not even
drop
like
my
looking
mic
at
down
that
a little bit.
really. Check. No, I'm definitely pretty loud on my own here. But I think that's fine for my own stream.
Little pig, little.
Tom says he just got the Blue Land notification. Yeah, I just launched it over there. I think probably all of us are streaming on this one. On red. I know you're on purple, Tom.
Tom, what are you being purple for?
He's over on the purple. I don't know. But my chat's working better than I thought it would. I made a little it made a little background. Chat's working better than I thought. I gave it 3 in each color because I can control the color from the properties, and it made a little black rectangle, and the chat's sitting really nicely and covering up Craig's awful icon at the same time, which I'm happy with. So this is looking decent from my perspective. I should probably throw our logo up here somewhere. Maybe I can still do that.
I don't think it looks bad.
Image, where is it? Oh wait, that's OBS.
In fact, you know what?
Never mind.
Since I have full control over this, I can just off-center it and make our pictures bigger to take up the screen even better. I mean, we don't need like the side thing that shows our usernames and stuff. That looks much better. Oh yeah. Grow that a little bit. Perfect. Look at that. Improving the stream quality on the fly for my viewers. Goodness. None of them.
Put our should I put the logo or should I put like our podcast cover art in the middle of everything? Feels like a good question. I think I'm just gonna do the logo. I think the cover art would be distracting. The logo came in massive and just ruined the whole stream, actually. So that was great.
I did turn myself down by 10 decibels. Oh my gosh, someone's being enveloped by the sun at this very moment.
Yeah, I don't know what Mayo's doing. He's sitting in an oven.
He's cooking.
Clearly.
Let him cook.
I got jaundice. I've become Homer Simpson.
Your
You
room
are
got
beyond
jaundice.
jaundice,
That's
my
not how that works.
You had 5 kidneys. They all shut down at the same time.
Oh, dang.
Or is it the liver? I always get them mixed up.
I think that'll work.
It was
Jaundice
at
is liver,
0.0 of a nuclear explosion, so I am now I'm now glowing.
You're what's that guy from the Fantastic Four? Johnny Flame.
Oh my
Johnny's
gosh.
in.
No, not. Why would you be stretchy?
I don't know.
The human flame in that one.
Stretch, it makes me yellow.
Yo, he turned into Luffy. He's yellow now. That's crazy.
Oh my goodness. Guys, I got like 3 pages of notes on this section of the game.
Drinking sulfuric
got-
acid right here.
I got words in my brain for this one.
Yeah. I wish that was my thing here.
I just got an idea. Hold on.
He's got an idea. So do you want to be orange? Because it feels like you want to be orange.
No, I'm gonna turn me down here in a second.
Okay.
Go back to normal. Well, it is fun to be orange. I could also be a different color. I could be pink. Be in a rave.
I could be brown. I could be blue. I could be violet
be-
sky. I
could
could
be
be
blue,
purple.
gray.
I could be hurtful.
I could be brown. I could be sepia.
I could be anything you like, right?
And now you don't even know where I am.
Bro, can you just be here? That's all we need. Hey, Snorlax got the drip though. Also,
Yeah,
I'm hearing
Snorlax
myself
got
in
some
someone
drip.
else's stream.
And
Is your
Charmander
phone
got
is
a
your
little
phone
drip,
running
too.
right now?
No.
I just got a little bit of myself
Can you-
bleeding back through someone else's thing because I'm not listening to myself on my end. So
I can see my thing lighting up occasionally. It might be picking up my headphones.
that's all right. It was really, really quiet. Like I don't think Craig's even gonna have too much of an issue. But there definitely is some
I'll
bleed
just
there.
drop you by I'll drop you by an additional 8%.
Yeah, just drop it down.
Actually, that means that both you and Mayo are at 57%. Look at that, twinsies.
Ooh. Yeah, it's probably because like
Thanks.
doesn't Discord have its own compression? So that I don't know. We'll figure that out at some point. All right, are you guys ready to rock? We've been streaming for 7 minutes at least here. On 2 of the
I'm ready.
sites.
I've been streaming for 10.
So 99 was divisible by okay, so this is like a first episode. So Cam, you technically have the intro if you want it. This is our 100th episode.
Craig
though.
recording already?
Craig has been recording since before we went live.
I didn't even hear the now recording.
Didn't we
Well,
all like mute
Probably
that?
probably for the best.
Yeah.
It used to blow all of our
Yeah.
eardrums out.
He did do that. Craig is not considerate. He's a lot of things, but considerate is not one of them.
You hear that, Craig? You should be
Alright.
more considerate.
I can do that intro. Are we like ready, Freddy?
I'm ready. People get to see how the sausage gets made here because this is our typical lead into these things. But that's okay.
Minus the streaming.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
You good, Mayo? You good?
Good.
Welcome to A for No, B for Yes, the Zelda-themed podcast that's currently going to be deep diving into the game The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds for the Nintendo 3DS. On our last season, we finished out Wind Waker. And now, I'm joined with my co-hosts, as I am also a co-host. We're all co-hosts here. Cameron, I am a Charmander, like this guy. He's got more drip, though.
Yeah. I am Ryan Fonzie, and I am a higgledy-piggledy.
And I'm Anthony, and I'm a captain of the Hyrule Royal Guard. So, get out of my way.
And
Wow. All right. Well, so as you may have guessed, here on this episode 100, but first episode of season 8. We are covering A Link Between Worlds. We did announce it at the end of last season, but for those of you who haven't listened to that, welcome aboard. This game is really something. First impressions, I guess, jumping right into it. Two things I want to note before we even talk about the story. One, this game looks about as good as Echoes of Wisdom, and in a way that made me really feel bad about Echoes of Wisdom. Like, as I was playing it, I was like, this looks sharper than like the modern setup for Zelda, and I don't know how I feel about that. And two, this game's got a problem with Street Pass. Like, it's one of those things that like they were clearly trying to push at the time, and it kind of hurts the game quite a bit because of how all the NPCs are like, "Hey, have you tried Street Pass?" And I'm like, "It's dead. Street Pass is dead. You need to let it go."
Like, I'm not even on a device that's capable of Street Pass, my guy.
Yeah, so that was a little bit rough running into, but other than that, we have this beautiful handheld Zelda title, and
But you know,
yeah,
another thing that's kind of like, you said the game looks about as good as Echoes of Wisdom. You got to think that this is like hardware that was at the time of release at least probably like 5 years older than even the base Switch. So you're talking about a worse panel. Like, most of these were on TN panels, which are known for like even worse color than even older LCD screens. And it's still like, dang. And I'm looking at
Yeah.
it in 4x resolution scaling, and I'm like, dang, this looks better than Echoes of Wisdom ever did, even on the OLED Switch.
It's kind of sad. I mean, I'm grateful that the game aged well, but it also makes modern games look a little bad. I mean, especially on Switch hardware, they've been doing the thing where like the further out a character is, the lower the frame rate they get in order to like save on, you know, bandwidth or whatever, resources, and it's become very obvious when you're looking at a top-down game where that's not an issue, and everything is just smooth all the time. There's some visual effects that take place like right towards the end of the segment we're gonna play today that I was like, okay, wow, like I'm still impressed with this game. What is it, like 15 years later or something? This game's been out for a while.
You could almost say that as Tears of the Kingdom, or I guess it would be Breath of the Wild, was pushing the quote unquote Switch hardware, you could say that this game was pushing the envelope for the 3DS hardware and what it was capable of running back in the day.
Yeah.
And also, I've never played this game before. I think you both have. So this was a fresh spin on me, and I enjoyed Echoes of Wisdom. I know we're kind of talking a little bad about it right now.
Oh no, good game.
But I enjoyed it for what it was and like the story. And I was like, this is a really interesting story. Like, it kind of feels a little bit like a Link's Awakening, where it's like small town country setting. And then Minish Cap kind of had that beginning too, and I really enjoyed both of those. And so now I feel like this game has roots in the Link Between World. I almost forgot what we were playing. And yeah, so this game took me by surprise with how good it felt just right off the get-go. The controls. I have my new controller, so I no longer have the Link's Awakening like playing on the little emulator phone pad anymore. I have a actual handheld controller, and the game felt so crisp and smooth.
All right.
I'm impressed from a DS game. Actually impressed.
Yeah.
Are you running it on that 4x resolution scaling too, bro?
I'm running it on 2x right now.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So
just because I was having issues.
Let's jump into the actual game here. So the game I got a little bit distracted. I started playing this with like family in the room, and that was a mistake. Like the freedom of a 3DS I shouldn't take for granted. From what I understand, Link was having some kind of nightmare about Ganon and maybe a Triforce shattering. Is that accurate? I was kind of half watching, to be honest, at this point in the game. But we get woken up by our coworker Gully, who tells us that the blacksmith is kind of ticked off because we're late for work yet again.
Mhm.
Interesting.
How many Zelda games start with Link just either sleeping or oversleeping?
Most
Ocarina of
them
Time,
have.
100%.
Yeah, like
Skyward
85,
Sword,
90%.
100%. This game, I think A Link to the Past, you're also sleeping in the beginning of that one.
Yeah, it was a
Breath of
a
the
running
Wild.
Majora's
joke
you're
for a
not.
while. Yeah.
I don't remember Twilight Princess.
No, Twilight Princess. You start out and you're like out at like a canyon or river talking to like your mentor, and he's telling you about Twilight and how it's like beautiful.
Breath of the
and
Wild,
meaningful.
you're in a coma, so I mean that's
Yeah,
even deeper.
You're really sleeping.
Yeah, yeah.
Tears of the Kingdom, he's fine. He's walking. He's chilling.
So yeah, so this blacksmith is mad, so we go visit him, where the captain is currently picking up his shield. But as he leaves, he forgets his sword, right? Like we get into the little blacksmith area. We would be kind of chewed out except for the fact that, the captain is present. So we kind of get saved by the situation. I'm trying to like speed through this a little bit to get to like when we actually take control of things for real. Cause this is just, first few things that happen. And so Link is tasked with this delivery of getting the sword back to the captain.
He forgot his sword. What kind of irresponsible captain of guard we got here who just so impressed with the shield that he forgets his actual means of defending the kingdom? Like you can
Right.
defend with a sword, like a shield, but you ain't like defeating anybody with a shield.
Yeah.
What I like about this
Go ahead.
is like he scolds Link, and he's like, as he's walking out, he's like, "Oh, Link, have we slept in again? Did we? Well, if you're gonna be anything like this blacksmith, you better know to wake up on time. Out of my way." And then he walks out, and then you learn he's like, "Dude, you forgot your sword. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you
Yeah.
suck too."
Like everybody on the workforce here is turning to each other like, yo, that dude's like heading over to see Saris over at the sanctuary. Like we all know he's got a thing for her. So like he's not thinking straight right now. Like he's being mad forgetful. And so we get I think we actually learned that from Dompe, if I'm not mistaken. Like our guys are like, oh no, he forgot his sword. Go get that to him. And then on our way to the sanctuary, we run into our old friend Dompe, and he's like, hey, Dompe sees things. He's like, isn't he right out front of it? He's like,
Yeah, he's right outside it.
yeah. He's like, people don't know this, but Dompe sees things. let me tell you what Dompe sees. Like that captain of the guard keeps stopping by here just to see Saris. I know what's going on. Like he's not. He ain't
like,
smooth.
as everybody was getting ripped on, or everyone was ripping on Link about not being awake early, I'm sitting here like guys, I'm offended at this because like I work afternoons. I sleep in every day, and as everyone's like, you're so lazy sleeping in, Link. I'm like, man, screw you guys. Whoever decided we had to be up at the crack of dawn, man, come on, like.
It's Hyrule culture apparently. I don't know.
They be judging so fast. Like, get out of here.
My
You guys
dude
check
has
the song
insomnia. Chill. Which song?
from
Right?
the blacksmith. That's a little dwarf guy pumping away at the forge.
Oh, I did talk to him. And I forget what it was, but I do remember thinking it was very funny. Did you do you have it up somewhere?
I don't remember exactly the words, but it basically was like, I swing the hammer for the misses.
Oh, yeah.
And then he says, but I swing the hammer faster for the master.
Yeah. He's basically saying
And
like
he's like,
he does
he added
better
that
work
part.
when the missus asks him to do it, but like, he's more urgent for the blacksmith.
And then he adds in at the end, he's like, yeah, so the master actually told me to add that part in the song. I was like, yeah, the blacksmith sounds like the kind of guy to want to add that in there.
It's funny.
Nobody does good work for the master.
Isn't it? Yeah, that gully man. He's doing his thing. So on our way over to the sanctuary, I think you like stopped by the castle. I don't know if it's because we think he went to the castle, and then like some of the guard tells us actually no, he went up to the sanctuary. You got to go around.
Yeah. The guard says he went to the blacksmith, and then he's like, oh, Well, if he's not there, he actually always hangs out to say he's got this thing for that Sarah's girl. Go over there, and then he puts it on.
Yeah. So as we're passing
He
by,
actually mentions the vandalisms here. He says there's been a lot of vandalisms
Oh,
at the
Right.
sanctuary. And then if you actually go around, you see there's like a bunch of graffiti all over the castle, and there's some
Right.
guys,
And they're
like
they're
scrubbing it.
scrubbing it with those long brushes. Like, get
right,
it out of here.
and they're not making any headway. Like they can't get it off
No.
whatsoever. Like that stuff is permanent. So
It looks like really good graffiti, though. I'm not even gonna lie.
right. Like who's tagging that? like did they sign
Right?
it? Let me know. We got some Banksies.
Exactly. Like, man, hire somebody in Hyrule to add a little around it, and you could have so many like murals basically around that place, man.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But nah, they wash
Pop this castle out.
Yeah. Big doing stuff,
Pimpio Castle.
guys.
Welcome to HTV Castles. We got the graffiti up in here in this Hyrule Castle joint.
All right. So anyway, MTV Castles aside, we head up to that sanctuary where trouble is a brewing. Dompe's aware. He feels it coming in his bones. Basically, we get into an argument with Dompe, which is kind of hilarious because, like, sorry, I should say we go into the sanctuary first. We see Saris and the captain of the guard kind of get wrecked, right, by Yuga. Is that accurate, or is that later?
No,
No.
we're outside and the door gets slammed, and then Dompe's
That's
like,
it.
"Hey,
Yeah,
Dompe
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
have
yeah.
a key. Dompe only does graves." And then he goes over to the door.
And his teeth are like,
Yeah.
Yeah, every time he's about to talk, he looks up at the camera. Oh my gosh. I can't get in.
So- All right, so that's why I have this note here. Sorry, we get into an argument with Dompe about making our way through the like secret tunnel.
Mhm.
And he tells us to use the sword, and we can have a back and forth with him right here where we don't want to use the sword because it's not our sword. And I found that to be hilarious. I pretty much said no as much as I could until it just started repeating itself, and I was like, oh, all right, fine, I'll use it. But he made some pretty compelling arguments. He's like, listen, you're not going to deliver anything if you don't use the sword to get to him. Like, it's like, what are we doing here? You have a weapon. So that was fun.
I like how he also tells us that messing with the graves is bad luck and going underground is even worse luck. And I'm like, oh, rip miners.
Yeah. So we go through this underground passage. I do like some of the callbacks. Like there's a snake trap if you pull the wrong lever. In the one, it's basically just straight callback to A Link to the Past. Some of the rooms look kind of similar, but I feel like what I'm seeing already is that the dungeons in this game are shorter in general than A Link to the Past. And maybe that's to their benefit. I'm just not sure yet because we've only done 1.5 dungeons so far. So we'll see how that goes throughout. But this was a pretty short walk through the secret passage here. And when we do get in, we do find a Yuga, who is, I guess, our main villain, at least for this section of the game. And he is currently confronting this captain of the guard and Saris. He makes a statement about how he's looking for perfection, and from what I understand,
is that perfection?
apparently Saris is on that level.
And why are you wasting your perfection with these nobodies? Get up on my wall instead. Like, come on. Like, what kind of?
And she gets artfully captured onto a canvas, but literally. Instead of Yuga making art of her, he makes her the art. And so this is like Yuga's main thing, at least, as from what we can see. Like he straight up has like the chalk zone chalk. He turns people into pictures. It's like, it's what he does.
Callback.
I'm getting Girahim nephew vibes.
Girahim's nephew, like his great nephew.
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling.
who went to art school. You know.
Yeah, I mean, he needed something else. Couldn't follow in his uncle's footsteps.
And we get called a worm and told
We
to
do
just
get called
go
a worm.
wriggle off like a worm.
Don't we get knocked out here
I love
too?
how
We do. We
Yeah,
go
the
chasing up
priest.
at him, and then he zooms himself back into the wall, and Link just full on runs headfirst into the wall and knocks himself right out, and then we get kicked to the side like trash.
That'll do it.
It's so funny too. Is the priest who's on the ground is like, "No, Link, don't. You're not powerful enough." And then Link just runs into the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Saris gets wrecked. Captain of the Guard gets wrecked. We end up getting woken up by the priest, who's like, "Oh man, if Yuga's looking for perfection, for sure he's gonna go after Princess Zelda. We got to go warn her."
I don't even remember the captain of the guard
Okay.
even being in there.
No, the captain of the guard was nowhere to be seen in that whole cutscene.
So
We
he
just
got
kinda
he got
talk
wrecked
about him, like-
before we went in then, because he was in there.
Yeah, he
Also,
was like,
I don't
he said
remember
something
us
like-
waking up in the sanctuary. Like I thought we got woken up, and that's where Rivali was, or Rivali,
Ravio wakes us up. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So how do we get the warning from the priest then? Is that before we run
the
into the
priest is
wall?
inside the sanctuary.
Does he say
Yeah,
it
that
might have
before
been
we?
before we
Oh,
ran
okay.
into the wall.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. It's all coming together now. Sorry. So this, up until like we meet Ravio, I played like 2 or 3 weeks ago, which is why my memory is very spotty on it. The rest of it I played today. So hopefully after this section, I'll be a little bit smoother with my takes. But yeah. Okay, so Priest says we're gonna have to warn Zelda. Link has this ridiculous knockout experience and gets woken up in our own house with Ravio in front of us. Now Ravio is in a rabbit costume. Like that's his defining feature is this rabbit hood that he wears, but not like the old school rabbit hood where it's just a band, like a full on face covering hood with like luchador
Buck
eye
teeth.
holes to see out of.
Mhm.
Yes, built-in buck teeth, the works.
I'm the Intercontinental Hyrule Champion, Ravio.
Hitting them with the thumper from the top
It's
rope.
Ravio Savage.
The thumper.
So this
No.
this interaction with Ravio I found to be kind of hilarious. He gives you
I love this character.
a bracelet, and he's like, "Listen, like I know it smells like a wet dog, but it's a good smell." I'm like,
Yeah, he says,
okay,
he's like, that's the
sure.
smell of history, the dust, the must. And then he's like, all right, it's a wet dog smell, but put it on. Come on, I gave it to you.
It's a gift, man. Come on.
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, I brought you to this house because it looked abandoned, and I thought maybe it'd be a safe place." And it's like, "Oh, it's your house. Great, perfect."
Bro, Majora's Mask is literally hanging on the wall.
That
and there's
is a thing.
bed and a fire going. Like, so, like, abandoned? Like, man, that's... My guy just got so done dirty by that comment. Like, someone goes into your house and says, yo, this is abandoned. Like, that's like, get out, my guy.
Yeah. And so this is where I originally saved and quit. And when I came back in, I was like, I wonder if Ravio was the one who will tell me where to go. And I walked back in, and he was like, "You got to head to the castle and talk to Zelda." And he's like, "Well, you want me to do it? Have you seen what I'm wearing? They'll never believe me. Like, you got to go." I was like, fair point, Ravio. Fair point. And so we do. We head to the castle to try to warn Princess Zelda. And this was kind of an experience. The guards in the castle are basically a foreshadowing comedy show. There's one guard who's like, "Yeah, the fortune teller told me I was gonna have the worst day of my life today," and he's like, "So I better be on the lookout because usually the fortune teller's right about stuff." And one of the dudes running drills is like, "Man, I don't know what the point of all these drills are since the kingdom's always so quiet." And just like they all kind of had these comments of like, "Okay, clearly something's about to happen because otherwise we wouldn't all be, ironically acting like, hey, nothing ever happens here." Kind of reminds me of the guard in Ocarina of Time who's like, "You know what? Like it'd be interesting if something actually happened once in a while." In the pot room there. It was like
What you wish for.
a team of 12 of those guys, just like guards picking on each other for slacking off, and just a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, I broke a couple of their practice dummies. One dude yelled at me. He was just like, "Hi!" And the other dudes were just like, "Hey, you better watch out! Like they're throwing spears at these things. Like don't get in the way, kid. You're gonna get hit." So, that was fun. There's a few guards you can't talk to until after you actually like get up to Zelda. But let's talk about that, I guess. So we go up to like the main door to the castle, and the guard's like, "So what do you say? Like you want to get in here? Like I can't just let you walk in." So you tell him the news about the captain of the guard and Saris, and he doesn't believe us. He's like, "Yeah, there's no way that you're telling the truth right now. Like that's ridiculous." And all of a sudden, Impa comes out the door. And she's like, "What's all this yelling about?" And so the guard's like, "Can you believe this kid? He's got this whack job story." And like, Impa's like, "That does sound pretty terrible. We should probably take that straight to Zelda." And then the guard's like, "Oh, all right, I guess."
Whatever.
And so we are given our audience with the princess.
Not yet. First, we're told to wait until we can absorb all the lore
right.
the game
Yeah,
wants
you're
us
right.
to know first.
Right. So we
Yeah.
get left behind in
Awesome
an
paintings.
art gallery, because this game is very much about the art. And we get, there's like a little like guide so you know which direction to read in, but I'm pretty sure you can just jump to the fifth one if you want to skip it all. And so if you go through it tells the events of A Link to the Past,
To the past.
but it also tells them in such a vague way that everything that is said could also apply to Ocarina of Time. Like nothing is
Yeah.
like that specific, which I'm wondering if it was intentional or not. Like if they were like, "Hey, let's not make it like perfectly this one game. Like let's try to still make it sound like a legend that you've seen a couple times." But yeah, it was cool to see that. I can't say that there was anything special that I was like, "Oh, that's weird that they did that," other than maybe like calling him Demon King Ganon. Like that felt like maybe an unusual way to call him out. It's almost like a Breath of the Wild call out instead of a Link to the Past call out, but that's not really that important of a detail. Everything else,
I do have to say though,
yeah, what's up?
I like this as the way that they introduce like the story. Instead of the game just starting with some mandatory cutscenes of all the people, all the bad guy to all the hero left, all the Triforce. Like I mean that's
Yeah.
great, but this gives you the option that if you've already played the game, you can skip like 90% of it. But it also feels like it adds an interactiveness to it where you get to like
Mhm.
see this picture and then it gives you some details about it, and it gives you all of that in a way that doesn't feel like forced exposition. I appreciated that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely like that too. I mean, I think that especially like having the context of like, "Hey, this is the history of our kingdom. Like, go ahead and look at this while I go talk to the queen." Like, it made sense, like in the context of the game, in a way that I thought was good. It's funny that you mentioned that because like Tears of the Kingdom, when you're like in the very opening and you're going down into the cavern, it's almost a similar situation where it's like, "Oh, hey, there's like some art on the wall here that's supposed to document our history. Like, what is all of this?" And it doesn't like call out a different game or anything, but it does have like that, like, "Hey, this is built into the world in a smart way" aspect
Yeah, and
to
that's
it.
also very artwork reliant. That's murals versus paintings, but and like you even have to take like some bombs and blow up or wait. No, that's later. You go back and you find the rest of it. You can only see what's
Yeah,
available to
yeah.
be seen. Yeah. But
It's
there is
alright.
like a part that's hidden that you have to even go back to get more of the story that you missed, which is also like a cool like, "Oh yeah, I remember the beginning of the game here."
We had someone come in
Yeah.
chat that I totally missed. So I'm
far-
just trying to respond real
Oh,
quick,
no.
and then I can jump right back in.
Oh, well, if we gotta take it right down. What's up, SG? Thanks for joining in. Yeah, woo, 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 woo. I'm not ignoring you. I've been mannerisming instead of talking. I hope you understand that.
Yeah. Sorry, for the most part, I do plan to just kind of ignore chat while we talk. Not ignore, like I'm going to read it, but unless there's something that's like relevant to what we're talking about, I'm probably not going to read it during the podcast, but you know, at least not out loud. Sorry, back to where we were. My bad. So we get this history lesson. Yeah, and Impa comes back and brings us in to see Zelda. We have a little catch up about dreams because we've been having similar dreams, kind of like, you know, Ocarina of Time Zelda and Ocarina of Time Link
Yeah.
had similar dreams. It's
She
like
says, like,
very, very callbacky scenario here.
she says,
Mhm.
"You're very unfamiliar to me. Like, I don't know you, but I dreamt about you." And then she's like, "Oh, you dreamt about me? Like, oh, stuff's moving.
Yeah.
Like, destiny be working right now. That's okay."
Yeah, it was and in fact they threw Zelda's Lullaby in there too. In a way where like I know I mentioned like the paintings that we looked at could have been either game, but it almost feels like they want you to think of both. Like they don't want you to just think of A Link to the Past. Like they almost want to call back to Ocarina of Time as well here, which I thought was a really interesting choice. And I think maybe the idea is that A Link to the Past Zelda wasn't like active for most of the game. So they were trying to say like, hey, you know this character, you just don't know her from the game that this is a sequel to, so we're gonna like kind of mix her into this game from a game where she actually like was there, and that way we can kind of like build off of both of these titles in a way. Like we're gonna pull in some characters that you know into a game that where they really just weren't used well before. So again, some clever stuff.
It's a smart way to kind of retroact it because Link's Awakening came out before Ocarina of Time, and I think the way that they did that and handled it was really good.
Yeah.
They're
Like, most of
rewriting
the
the
time-
past.
Like I feel like most of the time they're bad at doing that, and they just kind of like do something completely opposite, like Breath of the Wild, for example, or Wind Waker being like, or
And
Twilight
now
Princess
there's
even.
Zonai.
Yeah.
Because they even
So I
did
think
like
it was
the
a smart
classic
way.
Zelda turnaround. Like when you first get up to her, she's looking the other way, and then she like turns her head and then fully turns around when she sees you. Just like it was almost like frame for frame Ocarina stuff. But
Mhm.
yeah, it was cool. She gives us a pendant of courage.
An important pendant, apparently.
Surprise.
As Impa's like,
Right,
that's
yeah.
like a family heirloom for the royal. You're just gonna give it to this kid who's
He
talking
just-
about people turning into paintings? Like he sounds like he just woke up and doesn't know what's going on.
It's like I saw him in a
She goes,
dream,
"Nah."
Impa.
I need to give him this pendant. Like, and Impa's like, I
What? We have another prophetic Zelda apparently.
Also, really weird in A Link to the Past, this specific pendant was called the Pendant of Wisdom. In A Link to the Past.
You
In
mean
this game,
Oh, the
it's
green green one, you mean?
hmm
Okay.
It was the Pendant of Courage. In this game, it was the Pendant of Wisdom. In this game, it's the Pendant of Courage. This is a really
Wait,
weird
is it
flip
based on
around.
color or symbol? Because you
It-
just said yes
well,
to both of those. Oh, okay. Because
think-
the color
I think
for
the-
courage
Has always been
has always
green.
been green, hasn't it? Yeah.
I think A Link to the Past did get some of the colors mixed up. I mean, that would have been the one to define the colors in the first place, but it's the only one that doesn't match the rest of them. So that's why I said it gets it messed up, even though technically it was the first one. So
It was the rough draft.
it
It's fine.
didn't-
Ocarina of Time came in.
Yeah.
First and-
it didn't mix it up for itself. It just, you know, after a few other games, we were all like, "Hey, wait a minute, like what happened to this color scheme?"
What are we doing?
Yeah. All right. So she tells us that we're gonna need to talk to Sahasrara, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, there's an elder here who might know something about something. You should go talk to him. And so we make our way over to. I think she even marks our map, right? Like head over to
Yeah,
Kakariko,
Kakariko.
Mhm. She says he's in
East.
Rico.
right? And so we head on over to Kakariko. Music's pretty great. A lot of the layout looks familiar until you go in some of the buildings and you find out we got some new characters hanging around. I don't know. Did you guys explore the village here? I mean, I kind of just walked around and
yeah.
checked things out.
I definitely did. I mean,
I wanna
first things
point out-
first, I went to the place where you buy a shield and bought a shield because, like, I mean, come on.
Yeah, they're selling
Then,
shields.
then I
out
saw
here.
there was a dude on the ground with a bottle, and I'm like, that's gold, my guy. And I bought
That's
me
the
a
guy.
bottle.
Yeah, I can't remember if this was a dude you could haggle with or not, but I just bought it for 100, and then I felt like, wait a minute, I feel like this is one of the dudes you can walk away from and get it like a discount or something, but I couldn't remember if that was real or not, so I just bought it.
Yeah.
I'll have to look.
How much
that
was
up.
the shield? Because
Shield,
I
shield was
50.
50, bottle was 100.
Yep.
because I bought a bottle, but I felt like I didn't have enough for the shield, so I just kind of like passed on it. But now
So-
I
I
have to
mean,
go
I could
back
talk
and get
about
that.
it later, but the bottle is infinite money.
Mhm.
Yeah.
know.
You can get the money
Don't
back
give
real
me
quick
cheats.
with the bottle. It's not a cheat. It's very obvious. It's there's another character in Kakariko, I will say. You said you did explore Mayo or nah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did explore. I want to point out the first character I talked to
Okay.
was telling me about the sword. What was it? What was it called? That like DS feature.
Street Pass.
Street
Street
Pass.
Pass, yeah. So the guy was talking
Yeah.
about Street Pass. He's like, his name was Papa, and he's like, my daughter just, we went over to the Street Pass, and he was this whole exposition on Street Pass, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna table that right now. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. There was that. There was the fortune teller north of town, who also had like that one was an interesting experience. I did get my fortune read. It was wonderful. Basically, the fortune teller just tells you what you're supposed to do next, which I thought was like, okay, great. If I ever like kind of get lost or whatever, I can just come here and she'll be like, hey, this is where you go. But they also give you the hint mask, right? The hint glasses. The reason I say mask is because the glasses have like a mustache on them. This game is very silly. And so you take these glasses, and she's like, hey, if you want to test out how they work, you can go up like to the cave behind my house. So I went around to the cave and put on the glasses, and there's like a hint ghost there. And the hint ghost was like, hey, if you walk around with your system, the pedometer will track your steps and you can earn coins for hints. And I'm like, you probably never need that, but do you want to pay a coin to get a hint? And like I saw I had 300 coins, which was like maxed out because my 3DS is over a decade old and it just has steps on it. So the game was like, yeah, you walked. I was like, sure I did. All right, whatever.
You did that.
That's weird because
Yeah.
I noticed that in my Azahar, my emulator settings, that I had 42 coins, and I was like, "What?" This is before I don't know anything about that. I just saw that it
Yeah.
said that in the specific game settings, I had 42 coins in my pedometer, and I'm like, "What are you talking about? Why do I have a pedometer?"
Yeah.
Apparently, I can just walk with my phone.
It was
because it
a-
is the DS.
it
and
was
get coins.
a general 3DS feature along with Street Pass. Like it would just be on doing stuff as you were walking around. Nintendo's always seems to want to give us a pedometer. I don't know like if they were just concerned that they were contributing to like the obesity crisis in America or something, and they're like, hey, you know what? Let's get these kids walking. Try to make up for
That
it.
would explain the fact
save
that after
thing.
the fifth, it was like the fourth or fifth save weather vane that I hit was like, hey, you've been playing for like 40 minutes. I think that's too long. 40 minutes.
You should
Nah,
take a
get up.
break. It
Just
does
get up.
tell you it's time based. Because for me, it was
Yeah.
like sometime in the Kakariko area. It told me the first time, and the second time was after I beat the temple. So it's like every hour, hour and a half, I would guess, that you play in a row. It's like, hey, you probably take a break for a little bit.
Mhm.
So just some weird immersion breaking things as well. But I am glad that there are certain aspects of this that Nintendo has moved on from. I will say 3DS, I mean, if you were an early adopter, that's when they did the whole like what was it called, like the founders pass or whatever, like a members pass. Like they basically just handed out a bunch of free
Ambassador.
the ambassadors membership. Yeah, it was a certificate, right? And you just got a bunch of free games. They were like, yeah, you got this early before we reduced the price, so we're gonna just give you a bunch of games to make up for the fact that we had to do that. And I was like, I'll take it. The system was worth it to me, so it was kind of nice to just get some free stuff. That's actually how I got Minish Cap, so points there.
Hey. So it was around this time that I all of a sudden jumped up to like 1,500 rupees. Can you guys believe that I was able to just get that many rupees?
1,500. Were you testing the limits of the wallet?
1,500.
Because
No, I just remembered from my playthrough the last time that it's really expensive to buy items from Ravio, and I figured
Right.
I might as well just get a bunch of rupees at this. I remembered that your wallet's basically, I think it's 9,999 for the limit,
right.
straight up.
So yeah, that's the other thing. Rupees are a big deal in this game. So they do
Yeah.
provide a job that you can take on. Right here in this town, there's the bee guy. The bee
I
guy,
see some bees flying around.
he's got a house with a big old bee sign up top. And you walk in, he's wearing a bee costume. He's like a bee mascot of Kakariko. He's the bee guy. That's his name. And you talk to him, and the first time I talked,
Professor B.
yeah, first time I talked to him, he's like, "Hey, I want your help with something, but I see you don't have a bottle." So then I went and I bought the bottle. And I came back, and he's like, "Hey, I need your help with something, and since you have a bottle, here's a bug net." He's like, "I've always wanted a bee. In fact, I've always wanted a swarm of bees to call my own. Like, I just want to be surrounded by bees. Can you go catch me some bees?" And I was like, sure, guy. I went and I made 2 trips to the bottom left of Kakariko, and I sold him 2 bees. Each one he gave me 50 rupees for, and I was like, all right, I think I'm done bee catching for today. I made my bottle back. I'm gonna go do something
Well,
else.
I know what I'm doing.
I didn't want to
So,
farm.
the
I was
best
trying to actually
place-
play through this section of the game.
Let me just metagame you guys for a second. If you go into the lady that has the cuckoo's house and then out and head to the left, there's this nice giant like chunk of grass. And not
Oh,
only
yeah.
will you probably get around 20 rupees just from clearing the grass, if it happens to give you a bee, which it does pretty often, you get another 50 on top of that.
Yeah. So that's
I was making bank.
that's the trip that I did twice before I was like, that's enough for now. I'll come back later. So that's how you get infinite money just from having the bottle. It's literally a chore. You just keep going back and forth. I mean, it probably goes a lot faster if you have more than one bottle. just saying. But yeah, it can be a
Sounds like
very lucrative way to get rupees when you need it.
Yeah, sounds fun.
But
Sounds
I don't
more
know
fun
if
than,
fun is the word I would use, but it's functional.
I'd catch bees any day over fusing kinstones.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Sorry
yeah.
if Luigi
Oh,
watches
yeah.
this, but oh yeah.
All right. So other than the bee guy, we talked about the bottle. We talked about street pass propaganda. We talked about the shield.
Oh, I did go back to.
There's a locked
I went back to the
building.
blacksmith after Zelda because I was like, I kind of want to tell the blacksmith, that I'm not coming into work today. Was my thinking in my head like, hey, I'm not coming to work today because I got some other important stuff to do.
Wow.
The princess tasked me with something, and he's probably gonna be like, you princess, hooey, nah. So I went to go talk to him, and he's like, did you get that sword for the captain yet? What do you mean that Sarah's was turned into a Peyton? Nah, go find the captain. Come on, get out of here. What are you doing? I'm like, okay, so you don't believe me. So then I went to go talk to everyone else that wasn't him, and they're all saying that Gully was missing. And I was like, oh no, my bro.
Not
So I went to
Gully.
go try to find him, and I couldn't find him,
Oh,
and I was sad.
all right. I'll have to
But
give that
I
a shot
found
next
that
time.
he has like a little pouch that you can get. You can find his little pouch.
Okay.
He's been
And
taken
it-
by the forest.
It gives you like an little item thing. I don't know what that's
Yeah,
called.
yeah,
The quick
that-
menu item.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I have not seen that. I don't know what that does. What does a quick menu item do?
No, it's like when you like assign things.
Oh,
carry.
yeah. Okay. So it's a
Yeah.
pouch is an item. It seems at least for now, to be optional.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I did not do that. I feel like I need to do that now.
There's a little bit more to that I'll talk about later.
Okay. Cool. So the other thing that we can do is actually go talk to Sahasrarla. When we come into Sahasrarla's place, he's sleeping. He's mumbling something about Zelda and the Master Sword. And we wake him up, and we tell him the whole story, pretty much like speed style. And he's like, "Oh man, if he took Ceres, it's probably because she was a descendant of the sages, the 7 sages, and basically he's gonna try to free Ganon if we don't do something." So immediately he's just like, pattern recognition activate, like this dude's trying to do this specific thing. I know he's taken like 2 or 3 people now, but we're just going to talk about this one because that's probably what he was actually after. And so then he's like, you know what? When things were starting to go bad, I sent Asfala, to investigate the Eastern Palace. But he's also a descendant of the sages, so we should probably go intercept him and get him back before he gets caught by Yuga being out there all by himself. And so he marks our map and he sends us out to go find Asfala. I went and talked to the housekeeper before I did that. And the housekeeper in Sahasrarla's place was like, "Oh, I haven't really seen Asfala today. He must be out trying to like be the hero or something." She was like, "I really thought he would be my hero, but I guess that just wasn't meant to be." I was like,
I guess the boat sailed on that. I'm like, oh, yeah.
I mean, sorry, I guess. Maybe when this game is all done and over, you guys can talk. But I think he's going to be on sabbatical for a bit, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, you ain't going to see him for a minute. So we done skedaddle on over to the exact opposite side of the map by going up and around Hyrule Castle, underneath the sanctuary, going across a bridge or two, fighting some Slimos. I don't remember what they called.
Anybody
Slimos.
Get a little cutscene of a witch flying over the graveyard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that comes.
Yeah,
you guys didn't play past the castle very much, did you?
I didn't. I saved right after. I remember who that is from a previous, like when I first got the game back when it came out, but we haven't met her yet. So like I thought it was weird that they were just like did a tease cutscene of like, "Oh, by the way, there's a witch in this game," and I was like, okay. She didn't interact with us at all, but all right. I thought maybe it was trying to point something out in the area that I missed, and it just wasn't. It was just straight up like, yeah, she exists. Carry on. I was like, okay, sure. So that was fun.
So we get on over to that Eastern Palace, though. We run into Slimos on the way. We hit an electric Slimo. We got some Octoroks that are on the ground that be spitting. And then past them we get into the Eastern Palace, and there'd be some Armos.
Yeah, like in the area there's some Armos. There's Armos inside too, but on the way we get, I think we have to do like some minor puzzle solving, right? To kind of like figure our way around, and I'm trying to remember how we opened the gate into the area in the first place, because that was part of it.
Oh yeah, we can't do that yet. We get up there and there's two there's a platform, and then there's 2 switches on the sides, but there's 2 purple signs at the bottom, and you kind of walk over to the sign that's got rabbit ears on it, and it says, "Hey, I have a place." I'm like, "No, you don't. That's my place." But okay, it's like to the south of the castle, we'd be renting items, and I'm like, all right, I guess I gotta go back to my house.
Yeah, I have a problem with that whole situation, because when you talk to Ravio, when you go back to talk to him, and you're like, "Hey, so I was perusing around the Eastern Palace and I saw you left some signs," and he's like, "Yeah, so I was like planning to set up camp over there, but then there was a bunch of monsters. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna leave these signs here because I don't want to stay here anymore." And then I just like skedaddled. And I'm like, "So hold on, you're telling me that you left these signs and then you left, and then you went to find my house, and then you like rented my house, or you asked me to stay
He's
in
not.
my
Oh no,
house?
he's not giving us anything for staying there. He's
Right.
like he's
No, he
what-
gave us
A
the wet dog bracelet.
dirty old wet dog.
he's squatting at this point.
So I'm like, at what
He's-
point
Like,
did you like come back to the Eastern Palace to change up your sign? Like,
You will
didn't mention
understand
that you're-
that when we get later in the game.
yeah. You
Okay.
never. Okay, wait, hold on, real quick. So you've never played this game before, you said, right? Like at all? Like, so you have no idea what any of this is?
not at
Okay.
all. No idea.
Cam, you have
anything
though,
is.
right? You had the 3DS pretty early, like I did.
Yeah,
and we
I
both
know
went
what's
through
going
it.
on.
I
so-
think this was one of those
Yeah.
games that we talked about in school because we both, were just chilling with our 3DSs back in the day. But yeah, there's a lot. This is a really cool game for that. Like, I'm gonna try not to spoil anything for you, but it's gonna be hard because there's a lot, and it's like after
Yeah.
you play the game once, it's all very obvious. But like until then, it's
So that
really
wasn't like a
cleverly
misstep
done.
by
No,
the dev.
that's not a
because,
misstep.
Like, I was like, that doesn't make any sense that he left a sign saying that he already had a house over here that
I guess
he didn't have.
to
yet.
put it
We
in a
didn't need
not
it yet.
very spoilery way, Ravio knows more than he's leading on because of reasons.
Yeah, it's very likely that Ravio was always planning to have I mean, he pretty much outright tells us when we go and visit him, after we find those signs. Because he makes it up this whole story about like, oh yeah, I was gonna set up shop there, but then I didn't, but then I came here. But that's a lie. If I'm being just completely straightforward, like if I'm reading this scenario, even as a first time player, like he was always like, yo, I got this house where there's no monsters, I'm gonna set up shop. And like that was his
Yeah.
first business opportunity, but like he's given us a sample. So we get back to the house and he's like, hey, normally I would charge for this, but I'm gonna give you a freebie in this case. And he gives us, a bow to go and like open up
Which
the
is
gate.
Crazy in the beginning of the game. First item is a bow. Like,
Yeah.
what is this? That's powerful.
Because
That's
even
awesome.
even the thing, he was like, "Hey, what symbol was on the sign over where you saw the signs?" And we tell him it was the bow symbol, and he's like, "Oh, and you're gonna need this. Let me tell you." So like, my dude's already got it lined up. He's like, "Let me go around the kingdom here and like check out the needs of different like areas, and then I'm just gonna put up some rental signs for the equipment that you would need." So like he's scheming. He didn't set up the door, but he knew what he was doing when he put those signs out there. Ravio is like
And
the
so we
Tom
get a
Nook of this
bow.
game.
Hey,
Okay.
And yeah, we get a bow. It's got a little like rental Ravio hood on the bow, which is hilarious to me. Just the
yeah,
the
and we also get a
Yeah.
we get a rental meter too.
oh yeah. It's like a magic meter for our items, but that's perfect for a bow because then you just have infinite ammo. It's just on a timer.
Yep.
Clever system. I was very happy with that when that came about.
Mm-hmm.
And we can take this boat back to the palace. When we get back there, there's this is where it's like a little bit of a maze, but not really. Like there's like a couple places we gotta jump down and get around to get to the main door. And when we get to the main door, we find Osfala just chilling there, and he's got a Ravio sand rod, which to me was very comical, given that I just got the bow and saw how Ravio marks things that are still his. And then this
And I love how
Descendant of the Sages is like, I got this, I'm invincible, and it's got a little Ravio hood on it. Like, bro, you renting that? Like, business is booming over at Ravio's place. Oh goodness.
Yo,
nothing's gonna
my
stop
man is
me.
so full of himself. He goes, "Oh, someone thinks that they're gonna get me. He can turn them into paintings. Like this guy's obviously got magical powers. I got this sand rod, my guy. I'm invincible. He's get out of here." He goes in. It's like, bruh, I'm trying to help you, my guy. He just so passes me off.
I'm sitting out
He's got
here.
the Timu cane Apache.
I've already he does. Like having played the game before, I'm like, bro, there's not even sand in that temple. Like, what are you gonna do with a sand rod? That's not how that works.
Man.
Oh god.
Bro's a
Now
little
I'm seeing
ignorant.
Ravio as an evil genius over here.
Yeah, Ravio's just
Business
like, you don't
empire.
need sand for the sand rod, just like use it, you know? And
You
he's
just
like,
make
all
sand.
right.
You're basically become Gaara from Naruto.
Hey.
Aspa's like, who's that? He's like, don't worry about it.
It'll get you into the Eastern Palace, no problem. No, I'm wondering where the sand rod signs were for Asfala. Like, where did he run into those?
Yeah. Or how did he even get up here when we needed the bow to get up here and all he has is a sand rod?
He had the sand
Yeah.
rod though.
He had the sand
Yeah.
rod.
Mm-hmm. He made sand stairs.
Yeah, so we follow him into the palace. And this is like not quite cut and paste or copy paste, but it's pretty similar. Like the whole thing is, at least for now, is a callback to the Eastern Palace and A Link to the Past. It's good. It's fun. It's pretty simple. Again, I like the graphics. I wasn't too
Good
stumped.
puzzles.
I was really happy that there were like secret passageways. Like there were places where they did the perspective thing, like the top and bottom floors where you can like walk under
Yeah.
a walkway and it would like lead you to a room that you couldn't normally find. I was like, that's good. There was like an elevator trick that did that too, which I was like, huh. Like they actually went for it with the elevator. Like you can actually kind of like sneak underneath it and like find a new room. Like one of the elevators, there was like, it was clear that there was a path to go when it was high, but when it was low, there was like a hidden path off one of the sides. And I was like, that's pretty cool, game. Didn't expect that. But yeah, a lot of it, I mean, there wasn't anything like crazy. I got, I think, 2 monster guts in the temple. Like those were the most like valuable hidden things. Everything else was just like a rupee of some kind. So,
Which is great.
yeah, for someone who has 1,500 rupees, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
For-
in most Zelda games, I get up to like 500 and I'm like, I'm good until I spend some. In this game, I'm just like, I ain't at 3K. I ain't feeling like I'm there yet though. Like,
Right. Well, here's the like Mayo doesn't know what the prices are like yet. And you're kind of, I mean, you're giving him some helpful hints. Like, yeah, when we get to the point where we're actually renting from Ravio, like you gotta have bank. Like you need to keep up your rupees. Like that's a thing. But his rental system becomes a legit rental system. Like he tells you outright, like, hey, if anything happens to you, I'm gonna take that item back. And that's kind of that's one of the warnings we got from Luigi too on our episode 99 was like, hey, watch out for that rental that repo bird, I think is what he called it. Hold on real quick. Hey Krista, welcome in. There's not going to be an alert for that because we're recording a podcast, so I'm sorry, no songs today.
Taterland.
Anyway, Taterland has arrived. But I appreciate you stopping in. Welcome to the podcast. So yeah, like the repo bird will come and take all your stuff if you like anything that you have rented that you don't own. There's a system where you can like pay extra and actually own the item, but the rental prices are a bit nicer. It sounds like Cam's going for straight ownership every time, based on
That's a lot of bees.
It's a better way to play the game, though. You don't want to just keep throwing money into the rental system if you can help it.
Yeah, don't lease your vehicles, like. No, I'm saying like.
Not in this game. Not in this one.
No.
Cool. Right. So we fight our way through this dungeon. It's not terribly long. Took me like 10, 20 minutes, somewhere in there, to play
Yeah, that
through
sounds
it.
about right. There was one thing
Mhm.
that stuck out to me as a little funny. There's like a path towards I think the beginning. There's like a path of rupees with some green ones and a blue one at the end. And as soon as you get the blue one, a wall shoots out and pushes you down into like a hallway with boulders going on it.
Oh,
And I was
yeah,
like, you
yeah.
sneaky little dogs, you.
One of
They
the
hit me. That boulder hit me.
One of the first things there, like one of the first rooms, there was a switch that made like a bridge come down, but it came down from the sides, and you walked
Yeah.
like across it, like perpendicular to it. But I had my thumb on the forward button to go step on the switch, and I hadn't like stopped moving Link yet. And so like as these things were coming down, they like clipped Link's head and like just shoved him into the pit, and my dude like fell through, screamed, and then popped back out. And I was like, well, I guess that just happened. took
Nice.
some minor damage for it, but it was silly. The setup was just like it pinched Link into the pit, which I did not expect to happen, but yeah, that was interesting. I did get launched into the ball pit too. That was funny. The
It was worth it
game
for the rupees though.
Yeah, it seems to have a way of doing that, of being like, okay, you've committed this far, we're gonna show you that this was actually a trap, which I'm excited to see if that continues as a theme through the game. I'm hoping it does.
Yeah,
Low
I
key.
don't remember. It's been a long time since I played this. I only played this game once back when it released.
Gotcha. Same here. I don't think I've ever actually gone back and tried to like play it again, but I think I did like a completion. My old file has like full hearts, so whatever I did, I was definitely into it at the time.
I mean,
So
since we're gonna get it kind of soon, I guess I'll just say that there's only a couple things I remember about this game specifically. One is like I'm gonna need mad rupees, and the other thing is I remember getting really stuck at a couple parts because my brain couldn't remember the art system, like the go on the wall system. So I'm looking forward to seeing if I
Mm.
don't have that problem this time, where I can actually like be like I can do that and think about the puzzles in the landscape with that in mind, and not run around it for
Right.
30 minutes and then be like, oh yeah, I can do that.
we should probably talk about getting that ability then. 'Cause
Well,
at
we
the-
were at there, you know.
Yeah, we are. So at the end of this palace, there's a boss room, believe it or not. And so we go into this boss room and we see our friend Osfala just getting handled by Yuga. My dude is toying with him. He's got him floating in the air. Like that sand rod didn't do nothing
Yeah.
to help us.
He ain't getting manhandled. He's getting magic handled over here.
He ain't invincible, that's for sure. I mean, he gets turned into a painting with the sand rod, just like
Yeah.
in the painting with him, with the Ravio cap and everything. He's like, oh man, like he's like, Yuga's out here like, yo, I'm so witted with the details, like look at this, look at this art that I made, and I'm like,
Hey, man.
bro.
Imagine how Ravio must feel though, because I mean, my man did fall, but I'm pretty sure he ain't getting that particular sand rod back for a
Right.
minute.
That
Like, he's
repo
out.
bird ain't
He's out on
getting
that one.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just lost an asset there, and a customer. So I mean, really, that's a pretty significant loss.
Yeah, that was a bad one. But good thing he still got his best customer around.
The dude is gonna make him rich. Yeah. And so we get into this fight with Yuga, and it is like one of the coolest first boss fights I think I've ever played in a Zelda game. Like he's just got cool moves, and like you feel good when you're fighting it. You're like, oh man, like I can actually handle this. This is weird. Because he basically does like the Phantom Ganon, like I'm gonna go into the wall, I'm gonna be a painting, I'm gonna go around this circle and pop out some other spot. But then he starts getting like mixed up with it, where he's like, hey, I'm gonna like throw some other paintings on the wall, and either soldiers are gonna come out, or lightning's gonna strike, or like flames will
Or,
come
like,
out and start
yeah,
circling the
flames.
room.
Yeah. From like the north and the south, and they move in opposite directions, shooting out.
Yeah.
But I was actually running around in this fight for a little while, completely forgetting about the borrowed item that I had. And if you run up to him and swing your sword, he just swoopity back into the wall and moves, and you can't hit him. And so I
Oh,
did. I
yeah.
fought him for probably like a minute to a minute and a half before I even realized how I could damage him, which is shoot him with the bow from like the opposite side
Yeah,
of the
man.
room.
You got to use the
And-
dungeon item, my guy.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And as soon as I figured that out, every time he popped out of the wall, he didn't even get his magic off before I sniped him and ran over and bam, bam, bam. And then he popped out again and just sniped. And he didn't get another attack off for the rest of the entire fight.
Sure, yeah.
That Ravio meter, like in the boss fight, I was thinking like I was gonna have issues with it because just like spamming arrows, but that thing regenerates really fast, and I
It
cannot
does.
see that ever being an issue like using items
It-
unless like it takes the whole bar for some reason for like one.
Yeah, some items are more resource heavy. I think the bar is more for the wall ability.
Mm.
Because it's like it's a timer. You got to figure out where to go and get there on time. And there's actually like I think there's some combat scenarios where you need to like go on and off walls to like be successful. So they give us a little demo of that right after this battle, because at the end of this, after we've hurt Yuga a few times, he gets frustrated and he's like, enough of this, and he turns us into a painting. He turns us into graffiti is actually what he does. He doesn't honor us with a frame because we're not perfect.
Yeah, we don't get no frame.
We're a worm. And also he doesn't expect us to survive this. Like he throws us on the wall and he's like, for all I care, you can rot here. So he's thinking we're going to be like some of his other graffiti where we're just kind of stuck in time forever. But what he didn't see was that we have a musty dog smelling bracelet that's going to save our lives.
Yeah.
Totally
s-
shocked by the way that this occurred.
So we escape from the wall, and what I think is hilarious about this moment is that the game does not care to explain anything about this. It's just like, hey, that bracelet Ravio gave you saved your life, and also it appears you can now go on walls. The end. Like it doesn't even tell you like how to or what to do.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, you're good. Also, you got a thing you can do. I'm like, okay. You just roll with it, and then you can escape and make your way out of the palace by turning
Through a crack in
flat.
the wall.
Yeah, by turning 2D and going through a crack in the wall, which is actually how Yuga got out too.
And then this is, I think, immediately one of like the things you're gonna have to put into use throughout a lot of this game, where with the
Yeah.
crack in the wall, if you go into it on the left side, then you come out on the right side on the other side, and you can't get to the opposite side of the crack unless you go back into the room and start on the other side of the wall.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'll have to keep that in mind.
So there is like there's something to do. I think if you go in on the right side, there's like a chest or something you can grab, and then the left side is how you actually like get back. Or vice versa. It's one of those. But there's like a little secret if you go the side that you don't need to go on. Nothing like amazing, but
Yeah.
I didn't find no secret.
There was one where one of the sides like introduced the magic jar. One of the other sides like got you to a level where there was a bunch of rupees. It wasn't anything crazy. Like you didn't miss out on much. I think most of this game is going to be like that, where a lot of the secret ways are just rupees. I mean, there's, from what I understand in this temple, at least according to my map and compass, there weren't any heart pieces to miss or anything like that. So,
no.
pretty straightforward in that respect. What I will say,
Did you
like,
guys go do the
What's
go
that?
ahead.
no, I was just gonna confirm, like, say, yeah, this like 2D ability is something that is, I mean, that is kind of the theme of the game. A Link Between Worlds, like it's on the cover art of the game. Like this was kind of like the selling point, was like, hey, check out this thing that you can do, going flat on the walls and finding ways through situations that you wouldn't normally have.
It's the super gimmick.
Yeah, it's the
It was like
super gimmick.
Paper Mario is really catchy right now. Let's do something similar with Zelda.
Hey.
Yeah, pretty much.
So what I was gonna say is, did you guys go find like the treasure hunter?
I did not find Treasure Hunter.
So
I didn't have a
in
lot
the
of
Eastern
time for this one.
Palace- Oh, right. You guys pretty much just got out and stopped. Yeah, if you go to the left side of the Eastern Palace, there is like another entrance into it that's down like farther towards the ground. Like this,
Oh.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
saw that guy
little
before I
building.
went into the palace. I didn't occur to me to go
Mm.
back after.
Yeah, if you go down into that area where there's the second entrance, there's just a wall that has some iron gates, which if you were to go there before the temple, you can't do anything there. But if you go there after, you can turn into a painting, go through like around the bars, and there's a little puzzle that kind of makes you think a little bit with how to use that ability to gain height using blocks that go up and down, and then there's 100 rupees at the top.
Nice.
Oh,
The silver rupee standard reward. It's good. It's good stuff.
It's very good stuff.
Some other gimmicks in the game that I ran across, though. Speaking of gimmicks, did anybody like read up on those items that were in the shop alongside the shield?
No, I didn't even look at it.
There was one like nasty fruit. I forget what the actual name of it was, but essentially that's what it is. Like it says, it tastes so foul that when Link eats it, he'll scream and stun all the enemies around him. And then the other item to the far left, we just got somebody coming in here, J Deal. Hello, J Deal. Anyway, sorry. And then there's this other item all the way to the left that was like a skedaddle potion or something that is basically just, hey, if you're in a dungeon, drink this and you'll basically just end up at the entrance. So there's a couple other like weird trick items in the game now. That I had no recollection of because I don't think I ever used them. And I didn't buy any this time around either. I think I bought some milk while I was in town. That's about it.
So you basically have a fruit that basically turns you into an undead or re-dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Nice.
I didn't buy any milk because my bottle is exclusively for bees.
It's the bee bottle.
It's the bee bottle.
It's the bee bottle. I used it for bees a few times. I will be going back to do some more bee farming. Probably, just in my free time.
I will definitely be doing that.
There's like 2 more little things that happen pretty much right after this I could talk about if you want me to, or we could save them for next time. There's not anything important. I mean, one of them is the witch.
Oh, you actually went to the witch?
So what I did
I went to the witch.
I went to, when I got out of, because you get teleported to the castle, right? By Sahasrara.
Yeah.
And then you have a little cutscene there.
Yeah.
Where you find out that, like, oh my gosh, we need to get these emblems. How are we ever going to, like, Zelda has one of them, whatever. Wait, what's that you have there? Zelda gave you it already?
Yeah, Sahasrara has a freak out moment of, like, in order to get through this barrier, we need these 3 pendants, and one of them is in the castle behind the barrier. So we already lost. And then Link's like, "You mean this pendant?" And
yeah,
it's like, oh, if she gave it to you, she must have already known that you were gonna have to do this.
Zelda big brain.
She's already expecting like the hero to come. She knew that, premonitioned that something bad was gonna happen, so she's prepared for it. Yeah. And now we have to go get the other 2. And then immediately after this cutscene.
Yeah. When you said you went to the witch, and then I was like, I went to the witch. I went to the potion witch. I didn't go to the flying witch.
Oh, you don't even. So what I did was I went to run back because I forgot to go. I remembered seeing the entrance to that block puzzle I told you about with the treasure hunter and the 100 rupees at the top.
Mm-hmm.
So I was running back to that, and as I was running over that metal bridge, or stone bridge that connects like Link's house over to that area on the southern part instead of going above the castle, I got a cutscene where the witch came down. And, well, actually, she flies overhead, and I thought it was just another, like, oh, there she is kind of thing. And then she goes, hey, you, Greenie. And then I'm like, oh, I guess that's me. She comes down, and she goes, I just went to the fortune teller, and she told me that I had to take care of something green. And so I'm sitting here thinking, what, do I got to water some trees? Do I got to take care of the grass? And then I saw you down here, and I'm like, oh, that's it. I got to take care of you.
Oh, God.
Right?
I love how the fortune teller is actually, like, part of the Hyrule culture in this game, because
everybody do it.
A Link Between Worlds, ain't nobody talked about the fact that they even had a fortune teller. Like, I think one person was like, "Hey, if you go a few squares over, like there's some gossip tent or something." Like, they don't even really understand what's going on there. And in this one, people are like, "Oh man, fortune teller told me I was gonna have the worst day of my life. I gotta look out." And this lady's like, "I went to the fortune teller. She said I gotta watch after something green." It's like,
right.
It's like, all
And
right,
so-
okay.
So she gives us the bell that we use to call her, which is our fast travel system around to the different
The weather vanes, right?
weather vanes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then I immediately called her as soon as she left to get to the Eastern Palace just a little faster because I'm just going to take advantage
Wow.
Hey, can you take me 1 square to the right? I'm really not feeling it
of her.
today.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
And then the other thing that happened was I went back to Ravio and talked to him, and it was nothing really that special that happened there. But when I left the house, I saw the blacksmith's wife was walking around looking for Gully, and that was when she said, I hope he didn't get lost in the woods to the south, which is why earlier in the episode I said he was eaten by the woods or taken by the woods, because it's telling you that you have to go to the woods to the south of your house and the blacksmith house, and that's probably where he is. But I haven't
Gotcha.
gone to do that yet. I just saw the cutscene telling me that's where I had to go for that.
Interesting. I didn't get that cutscene. She said something completely different when I talked to her.
No,
So I talked to her.
I didn't talk to her. I left my house and she was walking south of my house yelling out for him, and then she was talking to herself
Oh,
saying, I
right.
hope he didn't get lost in the woods. It was a totally separate cutscene.
Okay.
Right.
And I didn't even find that pouch you were talking about, so you don't need that to trigger the cutscene.
Gotcha.
But you might have to do the witch first, because I'm pretty sure that was after the witch. I don't know where the triggers are.
Okay. I think there was like a couple of NPCs that I forgot to like mention or talk about. I'm trying to remember. There was a dude in Kakariko. Sorry, there's a couple guys in Kakariko I want to talk about because we didn't talk about the milk bar really. I know I mentioned I got some milk.
Oh yeah.
But in the milk bar, Talon is there doling out milk, kind of like in Majora's Mask. I think one of the guards actually said they were a regular at the milk bar or something like that before you got there.
There was a guard in the milk bar for me.
Yeah, there was. There was
I'm
one.
just
He was
taking a
like-
break from my. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, right.
And I love how like you go to the bar and there's a customer just at the bar and you talk to him and he's like, "What are you trying to talk to me? I'm trying to drink milk. What do you want?" from
Right,
me?" Like,
can't a
bro,
man
you're not
drink his milk
drunk.
in peace?
You're
like,
drinking
bro.
milk, dude. Like, what is this?
I'm strengthening my bones over here. You bothering me?
I tried to get when I first went in there. I tried to get a bottle. He's like, "Oh, you don't have a bottle." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. I was hoping you'd give me one." I always am.
It's a BYOB.
Did either of you guys pay for the song from the Bard?
No. No.
Oh, come
dude,
on,
Forget about that guy.
man.
I talked to his friend actually first,
Bro,
and he's like,
It's like a
"Bro,
heathen.
Yeah, he's
why are
he's
you
like
talking
he's
to my
shy.
friend? He's mute. He's
Yeah.
shy, not mute." And then
So
he's like, you want a song? No.
So if you pay for the song, it is the Legend of Zelda theme song, but done on like a mandolin and a flute in a way where it sounds like Green Sleeves or something. Like it's actually a really nice version of the song. Like like you listen to it and you're like, oh, like this is what I would expect out of like a medieval tavern kind of situation. It was pretty cool. I'm probably never gonna pay for it again because now I know what it is, unless I just feel like vibing for a minute. But yeah, that's what that is.
Okay. I might go back, get a milk, get a song, and just chill for a couple minutes. Seems like a good time.
get a milk.
Just
If
role
there's a
play the milk
Mothula in
bar a
this
little bit.
game, Yeah.
Yeah.
If there's another Mothula, I know what I'm doing after I beat that fight.
You're gonna bring that skedaddle fruit just in case you get down
Yeah.
there. Mothula, all right, we out. Let's go get a milk before we
Here's
head
some
back in
songs.
there.
Yeah.
Gotta strengthen them bones again. Handle them spikes, I just remembered
Bones.
something.
What's that?
When you're in the sanctuary underground, the super unlucky place according to Dompe, there's a
Oh,
heart piece
yeah,
down
yeah.
there you can't get. Yeah, you guys see the heart piece you couldn't get?
I probably did, but I don't remember. That was 3 weeks ago, so
Is it surrounded by
Okay.
stones?
No, it's up on a ledge that there's no way to get to the ledge. It's in the big room where you can go up some stairs and get on the second level.
Well,
It's
if
on
you
the second level, but it's way over
go
on the
up
right
some
side.
stairs and turn flat on a wall. I might be able to get over there.
Yes. You can now get that as I think the first available heart piece in the game that I've found at least. Everything else has like a rock blocking it or something.
Yeah, I can't
And
wait to
so
get
you
power
guys can go
bracelets.
back down. Yeah, you guys can go back down into the sanctuary and grab a pretty easy heart piece at this point.
Nice.
All right.
I'll have to go back. There's so many things I gotta go back and do now. Next time I play, I'm gonna actually start taking the 3DS to work and like jamming on my lunch
Yeah.
break.
I'm gonna have to start
That's where
farming
I
some
played the whole thing
bees.
at today was work. All right.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what else was there. There was some dude who was like mad suspicious running through town. You talk to him and he's like, "Hey kid, whatever it is, I didn't do it." And I was like, I didn't
Oh yeah, the thug.
I have no idea what you're talking about. But okay. You probably did with that attitude. And then
Oh, you did.
this was like earlier on before the barrier went up. So if you missed it, you missed it. One of the guards that you can't talk to until after you've talked to Zelda, what made me very uncomfortable. He basically said, "Hey, the fragrance of the princess whenever she walks through here, like, pretty much makes the job worth it." And I was like, "Sir, no, like that's not okay." Like, even if you have that thought, you can keep that thought to yourself. You don't need to be telling strangers about that. Like, what are you doing? That is
Nonetheless,
weird.
strangers, kids.
Right. Like some kid who walks into
Link's-
the
Link's
thing,
a
he's like, "Yo,
kid.
princess smells nice." And I'm like, "Sir,
My man wants to get paid in fragrances.
Chill.
Did you guys catch the guard or the two guards in the side channel where the one guard was just staring at the wall? And the
yeah,
other
that-
guard was like, "Yo, dude, this guy, I don't know what he's doing back there, but he's slacking hard." And you go to talk to him, and he's like, "Whoa, sir, yes, I am on duty." Oh, it's just you. Okay, I don't care. I'm just gonna do this now.
but
And I'm
then
like,
he's like, "I'm definitely not slacking." It's like you're
Yeah.
kind of slacking a little bit.
I mean, like you in that wall though, like you kind of slacking.
Did you guys find the two chests that were in the castle before you left?
Yes.
There was
probably.
55 rupees to find in the castle, as far as
Oh.
I'm aware.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely got those then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. That's all I can remember from this section of the game. I mean, outside of like everywhere you go, it seems like there's stuff to do with items we don't have yet. Like I legit feel like I can't walk 5 steps without being like, "Hey, look, another rock I could blow up if I had a bomb." Like it's just the game's riddled with it, and I love that. And if I remember right, there's a reason for that. Like more than your standard Zelda game, like there's another like big collectathon side quest that is actually like for extreme benefit within the game. But we haven't been introduced to that yet. So hopefully when that comes, it'll be well worth it.
Did you guys find the fairy fountain?
I found the fairy fountain inside the dungeon.
There's one inside the dungeon?
Yeah, there was a room, like I actually like left to go up to like the second floor, and I was like, wait a minute, and I checked the map and there was still a room that I hadn't visited on the first floor. So I went back down and figured out how to get into it. And when I got into it, it had like, I don't know, 20 some odd rupees and fairies. Like it was a fairy fountain inside the
Oh.
dungeon.
I found I guess what you could call a great fairy outside of the temple, like before you go up to the temple area. And I say that because all she does is heal your hearts. Like you don't get anything from her.
Okay.
But if you go to the right of the entrance that goes up towards the eastern, like where you're actually at the Eastern
Yeah.
Palace, there's a cave and there's a big fairy in
I saw
that
that
cave. Yeah, there's nothing in there aside from a free heal.
Okay.
Mm,
So
okay.
that's kind of like what it was in the Link to the Past too. There was a fairy fountain in that area. So that checks out, I guess. I
made a
didn't look
mental
for
note
it. I
myself
was
to check back
pressed
to that
for
cave.
time.
Yeah.
Same. I was like, "Oh, cave, that looks cool. Probably something good in there. I'm going back to
Man.
the palace."
I had all the time. I was farming bees for like 20
Yeah,
minutes.
if had I remembered to take my system to work, I would have played it more. But unfortunately, I just did not do that this time around. But what can you do?
Had my emulator not had any issues graphically, or the emulator would have connected to my gamepad controller and not had any issues for about an hour and a half, until I realized that I had to install a driver into my emulator for the controller support. And then after that, I had to run another install file from, I don't even remember the app, and then that didn't work. So then I had to go back to Azahar because it was crashing Azahar. Then I found out the graphical issue. So I was fixing the graphical issue, and then probably 2 hours of that until I was actually able to play the game at like 10.
You
Shoulda
could
set it
try
up
out the Citra
way
MMJ,
earlier.
you know. You could try to.
All right, but before we start recommending emulators, we should probably call this episode and get get off the stream, honestly. So anyway, y'all, thank you so much for listening to this episode of A for No, B for Yes. If you're still here, if you were watching live, congrats. This is one of our first live stream. I think it is our first live stream.
It's our first, yeah.
First ever live
Episode 100
streamed.
special.
Like, we've done video recordings before, but not actually live streamed. So welcome. This was our first ever live streamed podcast recording. There will be an audio version out there. Just that's going to take some editing to do that. So
You want to do live stream for this whole season?
I mean, if you guys are down for it, I have the the scene set up now, so I don't have to move my cameras or anything to do this. So it's really just buttons on the computer at this point.
I'd be fine. I'd be fine with it.
All right, cool. So yeah, just in, we'll be doing live streams this season, which ought to be fun. But thank you so much for listening. We will be back in a few weeks with more A for No, B for Yes.
Snorlax Squad represent.
Your Pokemon are so fly.
Thanks, bro.
Did you get all that? And we will end the stream there. Peace out, everybody.